Hello. Oh my goodness. Look at you guys. I was fully expecting for no one to be here. So thank you for showing up and happy Memorial Day. Um, it struck me when I was saying that to people today that it's not really the kind of thing you would say happy Memorial Day. It's not really I guess it is a celebration. It's a celebration of what people sacrifice for the country, but it just feels odd saying happy Memorial Day. But it is a holiday, a time to reflect, a time to relax and be thankful for the resources that we have, for the people who gave sacrifices so we could have it, right? So I can see Em's here, Daryl's here, Chris is here, asking me how my day was. Well, today was busy and it was a challenge today to stay emotionally regulated. Every day is a bit of a challenge to keep my emotions in check, but today was especially challenging. I had to really reel myself in today, do a lot of like meditation and questioning my thoughts, why I was feeling a bit down today, because I have a lot of amazing things in my life. And Rachel, you were here before me. That's fantastic. I signed up for Ecamm Live today. The last 2 weeks I've been using the free version of it. Gotta stop moving my legs. I'm rocking my computer. But today I actually signed up for the paid version just for 1 month because I'm super cheap and I don't want to pay for a year off the get-go. You never know what deal there's going to be going on, so I'm going to wait for one of those deals. But thank you, Rachel, for showing up. I just commented on your video. I watched it like 4 times today, and every time I thought of a different comment to say, and then I finally just went with what I went with. So that could be a surprise for you. Chris loves my accent. Hey, Kelly, thanks for showing up for me. Honestly, I so appreciate it. Yes, Chris, my accent. Some people ask me if I'm Australian with this skin tone, really. Um, but no. What happens is when English people live abroad for a long time, our accents kind of meld together. So my Canadian plus English accent equals Australian. So that's the accent, right? You're reading Dr. Vonda's book. Yeah, Kelly. You mentioned that, and I don't remember where you mentioned it, but I read that. It's so good. Un Unbroken, I think Dr. Vonda Wright's book is, and it's almost like a female version of Outlive, and it specifically focuses on maintaining and building muscle strength for women into our later years, our wiser years, and how important that is. And she gives really specific tips on what we can do, whether it be supplements or mostly she focuses on weight training, lifting weights to stay at our strongest and to be as healthy as we can. And I know there's a lot of people in this live right now who really care about their health, and no one wants to go into their future years being unable to do things we take for granted right now. Everybody's here. Unbreakable. There you go. I said unbroken, but yeah. So today I was playing with my Ecamm subscription a little bit, being as I signed up for it. And you can see a change of scenery. I usually do this in my little recording area that I set up in the basement, but because we've got the AC on right now, it's freezing cold in the basement. And whenever I'm doing the live, I always feel my nose running because it's so cold down there. So I have to pull a Daniel and run away and blow my nose. I was like, you know what? It's beautiful outside. It's like not too hot. It's like 20, 23 degrees, I think. Maybe a bit cooler now because it's the evening. So 23 would be double it and add 30. So 46, 76, take away 3, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's beautiful. And the pool is open for business. And my son actually vacuumed the pool because he's having his friends over tomorrow. So that's really exciting. Knowing that the summer is coming up, my last summer of freedom where I'm not going to be working full time. So I'm going to take full advantage of that pool behind you. I'm going to be swimming every day or most days, getting my VO2 max back up. Laurie, when I was swimming last year, um, my VO2 max was the best it had ever been, which is, I'm just going to quote from my head, take it with a grain of salt. It's essentially the efficiency that you consume oxygen when you're exercising, like how much energy you can create from a certain measure of oxygen. And it should be for a woman my age, sort of 50 years old, a good VO2 max would be like 40, between 30 and 40. And Laurie's is like 50, which is insanely good. And mine right now is 25.6 or something. And that's going to the gym every day. When I was swimming, I think it was like 29, which is very good for me. So I'm hoping to get that back up. So Laurie and I mentioned you today, Kelly. Were your ears burning? We were saying how much you were enjoying these like longevity books. And Laurie was commenting how sweet it is and thoughtful that you listen to the live stream on replay and listen all the way through and make really thoughtful comments. And having your own channel, you know how much that means to people, Kelly. But it's still really nice to talk about how amazing community is. Kelly is saying she needs to figure out her VO2 max. The official way of measuring that is really invasive. You have to go to like an exercise center and they put you on a treadmill and they put a mask on your face so they can measure the amount of carbon dioxide that you're giving off and they can calculate that and they push you to your very, very max of exercise and take your measurement. So it's not really a pleasant to get the proper score, but your Apple Watch, if you have one, will calculate that. And the Android watches have to do the same. It just, it's not that accurate because it's not measuring any kind of oxygen or CO2 levels, but it does measure your heart rate in response to exercise and gives you an estimate. And I do believe, oh, don't quote me on this, but I think in Peter Attia's Outlive book that we're studying on Laurie's live stream, that would be Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Rachel, if you can drop by, we're doing book study on Outlive, and there's a calculation in there which will give you an estimate of your VO2 max. I would go for that. I would not be going to an exercise center and embarrassing myself on a treadmill. Oh dear. So, yes, today I thought I was extremely well organized. I have my little planner as usual, and for some reason I thought I'd put more on there than I had. This is how my brain works. I have a whole world inside my head. It's not the real world, it's Jen's world where everything falls into place. Um, and as the week is going along and I'm like kind of connecting with my new creator friends who are my favorite friends right now because I'm really into this like creator thing. um as I'm listening to them, what happens is I come up with all kinds of ideas. I get very inspired by my creator friends. And I was listening to some live streams, watching some videos, and connecting on school groups and things that really resonated. I was kind of put into a Google Doc. And yeah, when I read my Google Doc a little before going live, I'm like, that's not what was in my head for this live. So we're gonna wing it. So yeah, I'm just gonna scroll through. It says here, welcome and roll call. Why do I write that? Reminding myself to welcome people. That's like pretty normal, right? So I've already done that. And most of the regulars are here. I'm not gonna do attendance. um, so we'll just see who pops by, hey? But you know what? This amazing group of people, I'm more than happy with that. And anyone who stops by the replay, I'm so grateful. I know that Mike, handsome Mike, usually stops by the replay, which is really sweet. and discuss last week's video stats, top comments, and any reflections. So last week, I was intending to edit the live stream footage to give like a life update in the areas of my life that I've been measuring. So physical, psychological, emotional, cognitive, and spiritual. We discussed those last week in the live stream, and I was going to edit them and put together a video, and I did not. And I did not spend much time hating on myself for not doing that. It's going to happen at some point, and I've got to accept where I am with things. I am working actively on improving my YouTube creator skills through like different challenges and reading about what it takes to make a good YouTube channel. So that takes a lot of my time. And then I'm not too good at making videos, like the actual video itself. I struggle with it. I'm not sure why. I'm getting better at being myself. I've noticed that on the tapping video, I'm much more like myself than I've ever been. And this week I did a short to go with the tapping video that I made. It was like a standalone, but I incorporated some B-roll from the video. And aside from even more technical issues while I was trying to make that video, it actually works out pretty good. I'm getting pretty good at editing now. Kelly's VO2 max is 28.7. You know what? That Kelly, that's really good. Did you get that from your watch? That's so good. Oh, and CL stopped by to leave a like. Aren't you amazing? I really appreciate it. I wonder what you're up to. We're about to start a board game. Well, that's cool. Or the game as in like a soccer game or something. Either way, it's amazing. Yeah, Kelly's saying she does mostly live streams too. They're so much easier. It's like instant content, but I've noticed that I can see how many views I get on the live streams, and I'm more than happy with them, but it's actually not equating to much watch time. Oh my goodness. I thought that being outside, my nose would not be running, but it's one of those things, right? This happens at work too when I'm in my PPE. I can't remember what PPE is, and I'm supposed to go back to work. Personal protective equipment. When I'm in my lab coat and my gloves and all the safety glasses, that's when your nose runs. So I'm just going to be gross. Okay. Em's here, but she's listening. That's okay, Em. You can sit in the background. I totally get it. I hope you're relaxing. I hope you're laying there, Em, or sitting there chilling on your bed with a drink and just listening to me ramble on, because it is comforting to listen to somebody who cares, right? In this community, there is so much support and caring. We don't even question it. I absolutely love it. I just sit there and listen and feel like supported. It's like a hug, right? Just sitting there listening to your friends. So know that you don't have to contribute, and you just sit there. So Rachel's saying she thinks videos are easier than live streams, and live streams just freak you out. Did you have imaginary friends when you were a kid, Rachel? Because doing live streams for me is like having imaginary friends. And I've already given you a scary insight into how this brain works in Gen World. So when I was a kid, probably 10 or 11 years old, I would talk to myself constantly. I remember being in the kitchen making drinks for all of my imaginary friends, because I've always been an introvert and not good in social situations. So all of that talking to myself is paid off, right? Because here I am just talking to myself. I got the camera on and I'm looking straight at myself, talking like a weirdo. So yes, Rachel, you should give it a shot. Your videos don't look heavily edited either. Your videos look like just like a couple of takes. So wherever you're doing it right. There doesn't seem to be much of a break in your logic. And I'm kind of watching for that because the things you're saying are so intelligent and educated. Like, how do you pull that out? Talking about Hemingway today, I was just like blown away. And I think that's what happens, right? Is we admire other people so much. We get like a little bit rose-colored glasses. Like there's nothing that that person can do that would change your perspective of them. So because I've been watching you for, oh my goodness, I want to say about 6 or 8 months now. And I've been back and I've watched all of your earlier videos. I guess I've got that like fangirl thing going on where, I think, oh my goodness, she's like an amazing creator, so much better than me. She can do no wrong. Hi. Emmy's saying she just got home from a walk. Oh, cool. I was in your AirPods, was I? That's awesome. No imaginary friends for Rachel, but she talked to herself a lot. Oh, we are quite alike in that way. You get the answer you want when you're talking to yourself, right? Yeah, Rachel's saying it's why she only does one video a week. It's a lot of writing. You know what, though? Making these videos, doing these live streams, and watching it back is so therapeutic for us. When I come here every week, I am proud of myself. I am building trust back in myself that I can do things that are important to me. So, it's worth all the writing. A lot of that is just reflection. It's like journaling, right, as well. You're pulling information in that you're going to use. It makes you feel better. Thanks, Rachel, saying that I'm awesome. Don't sell yourself short. Yeah, I am. Actively, I am receiving that appreciation, Rachel. Um, this morning, I read one of Laurie's school posts. So, Laurie has a school channel that she doesn't post too much on, but there are some older posts in there. And one of them talks about manifesting. And this morning, when I woke up, I was feeling, um, yeah, uh, dysregulated, just down. No reason for it, just not feeling good. And in hindsight, I haven't been to the gym all weekend. So I've had 2 days off the gym. And the last time I had like 3 or 4 days off the gym was when I went into a pretty deep depression for a few days. Yeah, I got a video that I made when I was in one of those. She's kind of fun to look back on. And today I was able to keep myself out of that state. So I'm really proud of that. The sunshine helps, right? And I have so many strategies now, so much support from this group now that I can go onto YouTube, use one of Scott's tricks where I bookmarked all of my community people. So I can go into the Sunshine Crew, the Cool Kids Crew, my school groups that I'm members of. I can click on their channels. And my subscribers, I've got a tab with all of my subscribers. So I can just click on that and it will take me through to all of their channels. And one of those things that I accessed this morning was Laurie's manifestation PowerPoints. And it had that to like accept good things into your life. And one of those was accept people's compliments. So that's what I am doing. There were some other good nuggets in there that pulled me through, but it's a constant game today of pulling myself back. I had a very interesting appointment today with my family doctor, just a checkup post blood work, which is always interesting for me, right? Because for those of you who don't know, my profession is laboratory testing and performing the tests and interpreting the tests and then like passing on the information to the clinical teams so they can give the official diagnosis and start treatment. So whenever I get blood work done, I always go to a Life Labs because in Ontario, Canada, you can access all of your blood work results that are done at that facility, and you can know what's going on ahead of time. So I already knew prior to going to the doctor's appointment that my cholesterol was high, my ferritin and B12 were low, and all of my hormones, like my female reproductive hormones, were within the normal range. So my objective from that appointment was to get a referral to a specialist to kind of look into going on to HRT before I actually go into menopause, so that my hormone levels don't dip. And when I do go on to HRT, I have to be very careful about my bipolar, because going through hormonal fluctuations can worsen bipolar disorder, and I don't really want to go down that route. So I went there with that objective, and the appointment turned into, of course, I knew it would, your B12 and your ferritin low. It was a fun story because my ferritin was low, which is the iron. Uh, I don't want to get into the ins and outs of it, but let's just say it's iron levels for now. And if my low ferritin was affecting my red blood cells, which is what they were suggesting, saying you would be tired because your ferritin is low, then my MCV, which is your mean cell volume, that's your red cells, how big they are. My red cells would be small if I had an iron deficiency, any kind of iron deficiency anemia. So not only was my hemoglobin completely normal, so the ferritin is not affecting how my red cells work, but my mean cell volume, my MCV, was also, it was like not low as they were suggesting. It was actually quite big. Like they're fairly big. We're still within the normal range, but definitely not consistent with any kind of iron deficiency affecting my energy levels. But of course, like a good patient, I sat there and listened and nodded. And he did my cholesterol score and told me I only had a 4% chance of a heart attack, which is good because I had absolutely no intention of going on statins. So I went in there completely prepared. And I did get where I wanted. I didn't get a referral to HRT specialist, but he is a fairly experienced primary care physician, and he's worked in the UK for many years. And in the UK, their primary cares do a lot of those kinds of things. So he seems very confident in prescribing me HRT. I recorded the appointment as I advise everyone to do. Any healthcare professional that you see, I would strongly recommend you hit voice record on your phone before you go in and listen to the whole conversation. So what I've been doing also is I come home and I take notes and put it into a spreadsheet, so I can kind of analyze what happened and what I want to happen next. So top tip there. I see a few questions coming in, not a lot, just a few. I need to figure out how to do that. What's that, Kelly? Can you just let me know what you need to figure out? Awesome, 4%. Am I missing something? I'm probably like a freaking squirrel here. I hear there's lots of things going on. There's a park just across the street. So at this time of night, the parents are trying to get the kids out the park. So there's usually a bit of crying in the background. Chris is asking me, do I believe in the paranormal, like ghosts or monsters? Yes, I do believe in the paranormal. But do I want to see ghosts or monsters? No, I really don't. I guess monsters I don't really think about. Monsters to me are evil people. They're the most real monsters that are out there, right? Paranormal, completely agree. One of the movies I watched when I was a younger teenager was Poltergeist. Oh my goodness, that left an impression on me. So, yeah, I've been interested since then. I was really interested in Ouija boards when I was a kid. Um, Probably way too young to be thinking about that, but I think those things really influence you. Thank you, Chris, saying I'm pretty. Ali G's in the house. How's it going, Ali? No singing for me today. I was like so impressed with your singing and playing the guitar. Got me on a whole death spiral about why have I wasted my life. I really loved like music, playing instruments, but it's not something I ever pursued. I kind of just left it there when I was a kid and I never really developed that. So listening to you do, I was like, why didn't I do this? And then I beat myself up a little. Stop it. Just stop comparing. I didn't want to admit I was comparing, but I was totally comparing, which is horrible. It's a terrible thing to do. So I got myself set myself straight, Ali. I remember your analogy of if you've got one foot in the past and one foot in the future. No, yeah, you're pissing on the present. Oh, that image, that visual is seared in my brain, Ali. Thank you for that. I have a very strange interpretation of things, and like, yeah, the image I get in my mind when I think of that is quite entertaining. Oh, Kelly's asking how to group your favorite YouTubers together. You know what? I'm sure you're like awesome at using Internet Explorer or Safari, wherever you're using. You just go into your bookmarks tab and say create a bookmark folder. And mine is YouTube. And then in YouTube, I create folders within there. One of them says school, community. One of them says cool kids. One of them says my channels. And then I've got my 2 or 3 YouTube channels that I've got for different functions in there. And instead of going onto YouTube and clicking on subscriptions and search through, because it randomly takes subscriptions away, I can go in and click on my bookmarks and it'll take me right to their page. And then you can really easily see if they've released a new video. So that's kind of cool. Ali's saying, I always tell my son, if we don't leave, we can't come back. LOL. Yeah, that's how you get him out the park. Yeah. You know, it takes me back. I always started off with all the good sayings, and then by the end of it, I'm just like, get your ass out of here. Miss M saying the monsters are the ones inside my head. Ain't that the truth? So many cruel people who live inside your head. You're welcome for the compliment, Ali. Your face is a compliment. How about that? She can teach me how to play the guitar easy. It's never too late. I totally believe that. It's just the whole image came in my head, sitting around the campfire, like playing the guitar. It's not something we really do in England. I mean, I know there's camping in England. I don't want to be too critical of my homeland, but it's not the same as camping here. So when we moved to Canada, I was 20, let me think, 2002. So I'm not able to do basic math right now. 21st, just say I was 25, 26. And I had already kind of, I was married. We were starting a family. It was just not something we did. But my friends who were younger when we moved here, the people I met, they were all into that. And I was like, wow, this is like so cool. They all like jam on their guitars and sing around the fires and stuff. That's amazing. Kenneth's asking me, you're welcome, I think. Chris is asking me, where in Canada do I live? I live in Burlington, Ontario. So Burlington is in the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. So our nearest border is Niagara Falls. So the Rainbow Bridge is where we usually cross before all of the shenanigans caused by politics. And now a lot of people are not crossing the border. And honestly, that is like so sad. One of the reasons we moved to Canada was because it's so close to the States. And when we first moved here, we would cross the border all the time, go shopping, stay overnight, eat at the cool restaurants we don't have here. So it's kind of sad that we don't do that anymore. So yes, I am in the GTA. Let's have a look and see if there's anything else that I really wanted to cover. Yes, I am not going to bother discussing the fact that I'm 2 videos behind. And I do believe there's a reason that I'm holding back from making those videos. Whether it's because I think it's more important for me to focus on what I want my channel to be before I start making all lots of videos that don't really go the direction I want the channel to be in. I believe that if I was sure on what I wanted the channel to be, I would have made those videos and posted them. And I have been doing a lot of work on exactly who this channel is for, aside from me. I know this channel is helping me find my voice and speak my truth. Um, but the reason we make these channels is to help somebody with the experience we've got. So I really want to focus on that person and what I can do for that person. It's all about community, and I am so, so grateful for the amazing community that I've been so fortunate to come across. Yeah, there are no words for it. And I've put here that um, one of the reasons I'm not making the videos is because on Ali G's live last week, Yoda told me that my channel would not make 100,000 subscribers. So I'm giving up. It's Yoda's fault. Enjoy your dinner. Enjoy your dinner. It's thanks for stopping by. You've been here for a good half an hour and I appreciate that. You enjoy your evening. Yes, Laurie's saying that I'm in good company because she's so far behind. Yeah. Um, Again, Laurie, you are evaluating what you want your channel to be. A lot of YouTube creators, people who advise people on YouTube channels like Rob the Maritimer and Kevin Colby, and oh, there's so many of them. But they say just make videos, just make a video, make another video, make another video, post them, get your reps in, and every iteration will be better. And that's not right for me. So I'm holding back. Ali's saying, you have a Burlington coat factory. Yep, I've been there. Not the same Burlington, but spelt the same. Ali's saying it was a weekly thing in college. I'm guessing the campfires, right? Ali, last week in your live stream, you said you worked for BP and that they put you through college. And I was really curious what you did, like what you did at BP, what your profession was. Sounds like, I mean, obviously you're really big into I've lost my word. Begins with a C. Come on. Come on, brain. You can do it. My goodness. Supporting the environment. Let's just say supporting the environment. Um, and I've got a lot of friends who are part of the fisheries. A lot of friends. A lot in my small Canadian group of friends. 2 of them work in the fisheries department, like keeping things good there. Everybody's behind on videos, apart from Sally, right, Daryl? Sally is absolutely killing it, posting videos every 4 minutes. That's what it feels like. Scott's Discord server has a channel in it which tells us when somebody's released a new video or when someone's going live, which is an amazing feature. And it seems like every time it says somebody's going live, it's Sally, or it's a video, it's Sally. She just makes them in her sleep. It's just so natural for her, right? It's so great. We got a famous person in the house. Hey, Mike. I missed you today. I was on a call with Laurie earlier, and she asked me what I was doing for the rest of my day. I was like, well, I got to go to old Mike's live stream, and she told me it wasn't happening. Very sad, but very happy for you because we all need boundaries. I know you got a lot of um, irons in the fire, as they say. So good for you. Mike is saying, don't believe anything any of the gurus say. That would be you, right, Mike? I believe a lot of things you have to say. I love your school group, Mike. It's you are putting so much effort into that, so many resources. Um, yeah, so much. Everybody needs to join Old Me Living school community. You won't regret it. There's so many resources in there, and I love how you use AI to work for you. So you're not wasting your time just pulling information together and formatting it. It's, I can tell that when you use AI, Mike, you're using it to work for you. I can see your input into it. So whatever you're doing it right. So Rachel's saying, don't hold back on your videos. You'll never figure out what company to you if you keep holding back. Don't hold back on videos. You'll never figure out what company to you if you keep holding back. Okay. So, Rachel, when you say don't hold back on your videos, do you mean you don't mean don't fall behind? You mean don't um act like someone else. Like just be yourself and put it out there. I'm guessing that's what you mean. Campfires, music, drum circles, open mics. Oh, lots of singing and guitaring. It sounds like the reason I actually wanted to move to away from England. I used to watch a lot of like American shows when I was a kid, like Saved by the Bell and Beverly Hills 90210 and like yeah, lots of American shows. And I was like, "Ah, England sucks. I got to get out of here. It's so boring." And yeah, I'm kind of an introvert and I don't do well in groups of people, so I never really was accepted into any circles in college. And I was just that kid, I just got totally consumed by the education piece of it. And I was so soaked up in that, I didn't have much of a social life then. Sally, hey, how's it going? We were just admiring all of your videos that you're putting out there. And I see your channel is growing. Your subscribers are growing still. You're going to be at 3,000 before you know it. Ali, thanks for answering me. You were an assistant manager of the gas station and then you worked on the food side, but they had an actual bakery, so it didn't take off. I love that they actually paid for you to go to college, though. That's amazing. That's cool. Your brother-in-law does it. Is that the fisheries department that your brother-in-law works for? It is really cool. One of my friends, Andrew, has a podcast that he's been doing for like more than 10 years, probably like close to, let's just say 10 years, called Speak Up for the Blue. And I think he does one or two podcasts a week and he's really into it. And he has a lot of conservationists. There you go, Ali. There was the C word I was looking for. And Ali, yeah, I saw you posted a couple of shorts and you got a 40-minute video out and you are in my bookmark. So I will be listening to that. Don't you worry about that. I'm making myself a nice little comment. Are those the bass video that you made, the 40-minute one? Is that the one where you were weightlifting, bench pressing bass? All right. So Rachel's clarified what she was saying. You'll never figure out what comes naturally to you if you hold back. Yay, there you go. Yeah, I can tell when I'm holding back because I get like a pain in my throat. So today, when I was speaking with Laurie, I had that pain in my throat and I couldn't figure out why because I was having the best time chit chatting with Laurie about the Outlive book and what she was going to talk about this week. And it was fun. I had a big smile on my face. I was really enjoying Laurie's company, but I just had this pain in my throat. I was just sad. I think I was disappointed that I felt sad that day when so many things were going right and I just couldn't clear that block. And of course, because Laurie's so kind, she was like kind of helping me question it and untangle why I was feeling, not so happy that day. And it did kind of settle things out a little bit. I am not sure. I think I've definitely got some blocks left that I haven't dealt with that I need to process. And I think I'm like scared of finding out things I don't want to find out. Interesting. Did you ever watch Doctor Who, Jen? Of course I watched Doctor Who. All of the Doctors. Um, yeah. I recently watched it actually. I recently watched a whole bunch of seasons with my son, who's 16. So he was really into that. We probably watched about 4 seasons of Doctor Who last year, last summer. So that was cool. Sally was just chatting with your mom. That's Clara, right? Ali, your mom. That's really nice, Sally. Sally, you got so many friends. I love that for you. It's so nice when you've got a wide variety of friends that you can call on, and it's like no time passed, and everybody's like a little bit different. So if you want to chat about one specific thing, there's always one friend that you know is going to be like really good for that conversation, right? So I love that you and Ali's mom connected. Yeah, BP paid for 90% reimbursement of tuition and paid additional for like shoes and books and stuff and clothes. That's amazing. So what degree did you get, Ali? That's the one. I had a really good day fishing and I made a subscriber at the lake. That's cool. My most recent subscriber was a YouTuber creator that I saw on your live stream. I think it was Sally. And I see people from Canada, my ears perk up. So I checked out, I think it's Carol Ann. She's got a few videos up there, really good. And we chatted a little bit. I'm not sure if she subscribed to me, but there was another creator that I looked up this week and we really connected. So she subscribed to my channel. I think I'm on 114 now, which is still baby channel. But every one of those 114 is like such an amazing person. Like I'm really happy with my subs. Quality over quantity. And you know what I was thinking of well of making a business card. I know old Mike recommended that. He has a business card that he gives out with his QR code for his channel. So when he has like carers who come into the home and they ask him what he does, instead of having to say, "Oh, this is my channel. It is old me living," go onto YouTube and type in old, he just gives them the business card and it's got a QR code that takes them to the channel. That's something I'd like to look at. I haven't got anything for my channel yet, and I don't plan on doing merch or anything. No t-shirts, cups, probably not even stickers, but I will probably do a business card. And I signed up to get one of Scott's stickers, so that'll be kind of fun. Yes, Sally D, your subscribers, yes, they are friends. And yeah, anybody who subscribes to your channel is because they want to see what you have to say. And that is, by definition, a friend, right? I like that. This week I was working on a YouTube creator challenge that I'm doing. And it had a whole chapter, a whole step on subscribe community, and how important it is to realize that your channel is really nothing without your community, and that is by definition your subscribers, right? So yes, your friends. It's amazing. What else do I have here? I'm not going to do any more tapping because I'm all tapped out this week. um what do we have here? Yeah, I've written in here that I was going to talk a little bit about my daily routine, because a couple of my school mentors, Dr. Sandra Stansel is one of them. She has a gift basket design channel that she's developing, and she already has a channel about narcissistic abuse recovery that she developed a few years ago. She's one of my school mentors who helps me develop my channel and supports me there. And there's another creator called Lily Handy Dominguez. Yeah, I could put it in the chat, but so it's Lillie And Handy is the middle name, Handy, if anybody wanted to look, Lily Handy. And Sandra Stancil, Saundrastancil. Anyway, those ladies are powerhouses, entrepreneurs, very driven ladies, very much different to me, but they are definitely kind of inspiring me to pick things up on the motivation side. And they both have like these like hardcore systems so they can fit these things into their day. And it led me to like review what my daily ritual is. I definitely have one. I made a video probably early this year about daily rituals and habits and how important they are. We all know in this community how important rituals and habits are. And I do try and stick to those. And when I don't do those, I notice a big difference in my day. So, one thing I've been really incorporating into my mornings is when I wake up, giving all my thoughts over to God, not laying there and ruminating and worrying about all the thoughts that are coming into my head. So, my friend Jay Brunner, she has a channel called, come on, I want to say Just Me Living, or the Living Truth. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Jay. But it's another like faith spiritual channel where she's trying to be like a faith leader and help people with their faith and to develop it and spend more time studying scripture and surrendering to our Lord. And I've been reading a lot of her posts, and it said first thing in the morning, step out of your kingdom, step out of the human realm, the human kingdom that we all suffer in, and step into the Lord's kingdom. And that is the best way to start the morning, to give all your fears away and trust that somebody has the bigger picture. Somebody knows what's coming for you. And then step into your kingdom and embrace your family, the people around you, your family that you're supporting. So I start in God's kingdom, then I'll go into my kingdom, and I try and focus on my family first, and then I focus on the day to day. So my ritual is get up, go outside straight away. So I come out here where I am now, and I'll stand on the patio here. I know it's not earth, but it is somewhat grounding, and I get that like sunlight, so my circadian rhythm is activated, which is going to help me sleep. Then I get myself a coffee and a glass of water, and I drink the water when I'm drinking the coffee. I'm not that good yet, Sally. I do hydrate, and that's thanks to you. That's definitely a reminder from your channel. And then I try and clean up the kitchen because that's something for my family. I'm supporting my family and I'm doing something nice for myself. And I connect with other people. So whether that's through YouTube comments, posting in my school communities, or texting a friend to set something up, I connect with other people. I try and journal every day. That sometimes falls down by the wayside. And of course, I listen to Sunshine with Sally. I have been taking a couple of days off now and again so I can focus on some of the things like making these videos, editing videos, preparing for things like that. But that's my morning ritual, and it feels great when you're intentional with the day. I'm just making sure there's nobody in the chat. That was just your AA degree. So there's definitely different terminology for education, but we'll see. I'll figure it out. And just general studies, right? Come on now. That's amazing. It's just that level of education. It's just learning how to learn that's important, right? So you have a degree, you have an AS degree. Is that an associate degree in paralegal studies? That's cool. Kelly's saying that she loves the community. Yeah, it's how can you not? There's so many amazing people in this community. Sally's saying, I love how you shout out channels. Yeah, as you do, Sally, right? It's so important to support members of your community. We rise by lifting each other's up. That's absolutely right. It's nice to see people from one community in another. That's really cool because I don't have that many creators that I kind of started my channel with. I probably have 4 or 5 creators that started a channel around the same time as me. And I actually saw one of my people, Jay, has got Cheryl in her community. Cheryl subscribed to my friend Jay's channel, and that is so great to see when wonderful people subscribe to another wonderful person's channel when they're not that they wouldn't. It's crazy in like how many creators they are that they come across each other. Amen. Right, Ali? So let's see if I can end this live stream on a high, an optimistic close, a final empowering or encouraging thought and call to action. Okay, so I'm going to talk about something amazing that happened not that long ago. Good things happen all the time, and our job is to recognize it and be grateful for it. So, I was just talking about how I try and connect with people every day, and I was doing that today. Not today, but a couple of days ago, I commented on a lady's channel. Her channel is, I think it's called Age 60 with Resting Witch Face. It's an interesting handle, and her name is Dawn. I'm not sure where she's based in the States, but she's definitely from the States. And she talks about her life, just day-to-day life. She's done some door dashing, I believe. I think that's what she's covered some on her channel. But just like the ups and downs of like getting older, some of the health concerns. And she posted a video on the fact that she couldn't afford to get proper care for herself. And Sally, you know how that feels, right? That she has in the past been diagnosed with anemia, and she had to have a blood transfusion because of the anemia. And she believes the cause of that anemia was bleeding ulcers because she took ibuprofen for stomach pain and it caused bleeding ulcers. She had lap band surgery, and that complicates things a lot. You're not supposed to use ibuprofen when you've had those things. And she was saying that she could feel that she was anemic again, and she was scared to access healthcare because she couldn't afford it. And she actually has some medical coverage. She purchases insurance, but she knows that if she goes in to the hospital or even to a doctor with the symptoms she has now, there'll be all of these tests involved, then like the cost of the transfusion. She's really put off doing it. So, of course, most of you here know that I have my training in that kind of area. So I thought about what I could do to actually empower her to take control over her own health. So what I did is I went on to Quest Diagnostics and saw that it's only $29 to get a CBC, which is a complete blood count done. And that will show any providers if you are low on hemoglobin and what the cause of your anemia is. So there are lots of different measurements that are included in a complete blood count that would indicate the cause of the anemia. So I tried to, condense that and send that information to her to say, if there's a Quest Diagnostics near you, I would highly recommend you pay $29, get a complete blood count, and then with that information, you can take that to your doctor and hopefully access care for cheaper. And also, if she is genuinely anemic, we need to know how anemic we are. If your hemoglobin is like really low, you categorically have to go into the hospital and receive urgent health care. If if it's not too low, if it's like 80, 90, it is very low, but it's definitely something that it's not going to put your life at risk at that point. So I felt good about being able to give that information, and I got a couple of really nice responses back, which felt so good. It feels so good when you're able to help people with things that you already know. And it feels good to help people with your natural talents, right? So today, Laurie helped me just by being her normal self, just caring and considerate and genuinely interested in what our thought patterns are that lead us to feel a certain way. So, thanks everyone here for putting yourselves out there and sharing your light, sharing your talent, and for being here and supporting me while I try and figure out what it is I'm put here to do. And in the meantime, just be a voice of somebody who really cares about people. And I hope that having somebody real and somebody who does care, putting themselves out there online. So if you're having trouble falling asleep, you can fall asleep to the ramblings of a half Canadian, half British accent. I can see here that Chris has got to go. You're going to go watch TV with your dad. Awesome. I wonder what you're watching. Me and my husband, we like the true crime. That's really cool. We're watching a TV show called Fear Thy Neighbor right now. I know that aired on Court TV from the States. Really good. Everybody just gets killed on that channel. But it's an interesting thing to see how things pan out. And Sally, you're saying you think you need another iron infusion series. Don't remember what your CBC was, Sal. I could probably pull it up on here, but I don't want the whole world seeing your business. But I know that your hemoglobin is definitely not low, and I don't remember seeing your ferritin results. If you want to forward those to me, go for it. I'll take a look. But iron infusions are really only good if you are really low in iron. So, yeah, if you want to forward me your CBCs and your ferritins, I can take a look. And you know what would be really interesting as well, Sally, is if you could let me know where you got your iron infusions from, because I'm trying to put together a list of resources for people in the States. I did that for my neighbor here. She hasn't got a family doctor, and she wanted to know what her just general health status was. So I put together a list of virtual doctors that you can access without a referral, and a list of places you can go for blood work that you can actually access the results yourself and that are reasonable. Good night, Daryl. Good to see you. Thanks again. I definitely feel like I'm being more of myself. I'm sure you can Sally is definitely a very accepting person. When Sally it's just like this. You don't have to hold anything back from Sally. I seem very relaxed tonight. It's been outside. It's the pool background. It's really right. I am gonna head out. It is almost 7 o'clock. I hope everyone in the States enjoyed their Memorial Day weekend. I hope it was beautiful weather, and you know where to find me this time next week. I'll see you then. Good night, guys.